Alrighty guys and gals, in this episode we're going to be doing a little bit of something different. We haven't reviewed a tool in a long time, and we're going to be reviewing the Zephyr buffing wheel. And actually this just came in today. I got some of the safety flanges to go on this as well. So let's jump on in this episode here. Let's review it, talk about how it does with aluminum and different types of aluminum, and let's dive on into this video here. Alright, so I went ahead and installed their safety flanges on here. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of these are. I think the biggest thing is to keep from that metal flange from getting into stuff and tearing stuff up pretty bad. And plus this works as your nut that you screw down on top here. So went ahead and got that thing just to test this out and see how it does. And I think it's going to work pretty good. So let's go out there to the trailer, see what this thing's going to do. All right, guys, what's going on? Houston Kilby here, and we're standing in front of my race car trailer. My trailer is definitely a used trailer. It's old, it's getting kind of crusty and rough looking. And one of the main reasons why I bought the Zephyr wheel was I wanted to test it out on this diamond plate that's on the front of my trailer. And you guys can see there is a lot of aluminum on this trailer. And if it works decent, we also have another project that we're going to test this thing on in this same video, and that is my golf cart. My golf cart has a lot of aluminum on it, and the panels are so big, it's kind of tough to buff and polish. So I was hoping maybe this Zephyr wheel will kind of be the cure for our needs there. So let's test this thing out. I've got a couple of different buffing compounds we're going to use. We're going to use some clay bars, and we're going to use some Mother's polish and see what works the best. So let's do a little bit of buffing on the front of this trailer, and we'll also do some testing on the golf cart. It's two different types of aluminum, and I'm curious to see how this thing's going to do. So let's get into it, guys. So we're about to learn this together. I don't know how this thing is going to do. I've already used it on a couple of small pieces, just testing it out and stuff, and just see what this thing likes or don't likes, because I didn't know how it was going to react with the grinder that I have. So, but this is the first time I've used it on on diamond plate, and let's see what this thing does. We're using their yellow and orange. They call it the cutter, and it's supposed to get through some pretty nasty stuff on your aluminum. So let's test this out. I'll try the top half with the clay bar, and I'll try the bottom half with the Mother's polish there. So let's see what this thing will do. All right, let's test this dude out, see what it likes. We'll try this clay bar out first up here on the top, and see how it likes this deal. All right, I find it best each time I've used this, and again, I'm learning with this thing. You kind of got to cake that polishing bar on there for this thing to work right. So let's see what happens here. Not bad. It definitely does pretty good on it. Not bad at all. You can actually see my reflection in it. That was pretty quick buffing right there. Let's test out the bottom down here. Well, we'll do this side over here with the clay bar too. Let's see how it does on that. It's definitely... Not bad. Not bad. It cleaned it up pretty quick. All right, let's try some others down here on the bottom. See what it likes. actually works better for this, just from what I'm seeing on this diamond plate. Let's see how it does on this. Alright, so no longer in what we put into this, my first response, right away I think that the clay bars work better, the buffing bars for that wheel, it seems to do better in my opinion. Even on this over here, what I mean with that is, I was having to buff on this a lot longer to get the residue off of it, that black stuff that's left over, and using the clay buffing bars, it seemed to work better. It just did for that. Over here, I'd say the same thing again. It seemed like just the buffing bar cut better through this for this particular aluminum. I am gonna go ahead and clean this up and stuff. I'm not gonna bore that with you guys, but I do want to go ahead and jump into the golf cart and see how it does on the aluminum on that, because I can tell it's a different type of aluminum. And you know, with buffing, I'm not a fan of buffing by no means. I like stuff that's powder coated and I just wash it off type of deal, just because of the maintenance of this. But there is some stuff that you do need to buff, and when you buff it, you want to go quick and be done with it, sort of thing. That's my mentality behind it. But anyways, diamond plate works pretty good and pretty fast on, by far. I gotta say, it's pretty quick. Probably get that pound done pretty fast there, you know, 30 minutes or so, probably, maybe even faster. But when it comes to golf cart, we gotta do some sanding on that thing, because it's in a really, really rough shape, the aluminum is, and it's flat aluminum, and some of it's got ridges in the aluminum. So let's go ahead and jump on into that deal. All right, guys, here is our golf cart. This is a gas and an electric golf cart, and I think it's what you call like one of these club carts, like a carry-all one, where it's got like this little truck bed on the back. But most of this golf cart is aluminum, but aluminum's in rough shape and got a bunch of stickers on it, so we need to get that stuff off and do some sanding. All right, so we're going to use a little Harbor Freight orbital sander here. I like these pretty daggum good, and I started out with some really rough sandpaper. Started out with some 60 grit, and old Mr. Jesse came over, and he has helped me out as well on this thing on sanding and touching up some areas for us and kind of tagging team this deal. And so far so good. So we're going to start with a coarse grit, and they're going to work our way down. The finest grit I've got is 220 and 400, so I feel like we're probably going to need to go with some finer sandpaper than that, but we'll see what that does with our buffer, and we'll go from there. So let's get on that Zephyr wheel, see what the thing does, and see if this thing likes it or not. Alrighty, guys, so it's time to go full send on this golf cart and clean this deal up. So right away we had to use some mother's polish. The clay bar I completely ran out of when I was using it on the trailer there. So when you buy your buffing bars and stuff, you want to get the big ones. The ones I used, they were some of the Eastwood stuff I had left over, and I actually borrowed them from Dad to test out to see what they would do with this thing before I bought any. So if you're going to buy some buffing bars or polishing bars, whatever you want to call them, make sure you get the really big ones because you're going to go through them super fast. All right, guys, so here's the end result on the polishing on the golf cart. I definitely feel like this wheel, I understand now why they call it the cutting wheel. It cuts down a lot of the deep scratches and stuff. These two here were like really, really bad scratches, but I feel like you definitely want the other wheel to go with this. So it's like a two-step process. You buff it first with this wheel, and then you get the final polishing wheel to really make it even nicer. But for what I wanted to do with this, it cleaned it up enough to where, I mean, I was fine with this finish. I'm wanting to put some stickers on here anyways, of our sponsors and stuff, and I think that'd be really cool on our golf cart. But it definitely cleaned it up enough for me for what I want to do. So not bad. All right, so at the end of the day, review of this thing. Something I did notice, if you're going to be polishing diamond plate, it really tears up the wheel big time. So if you're going to be doing a lot of diamond plate, I suggest go ahead and buying you 2 of these up front really quickly. So all in all, for the price of it, is it worth it? I think so, if you already got a big grinder, because how quickly you can do so much of an area, and you're not, you know, wearing out a bunch of wheels. You buy 1 wheel and you can get a lot of area done. So Zephyr, not bad. I am wanting to get the next polishing wheel to really see how much better it does when you go to the next step. But again, guys, if you're going to buy these, be sure and get like this rough cut one first, and then also get the other one for, I guess, the fine cut or for the final polishing surface, so it looks really nice. But anyways, guys, not bad, works pretty good, and that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to subscribe. All right, guys, so we just got done with all that buffing episode here, and I appreciate y'all watching. By no means am I a professional buffer when it comes to polishing aluminum. I just wanted to use this video to test some stuff out and show it to you guys as well. So definitely comment down below if you have better ways of polishing aluminum faster or quicker, or better products to use. Let me know. I'm curious about it, and I always like hearing your guys' opinions down in the comments down below. Till next time, y'all have a good one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Don't forget to go over to KilmerSports.com, where we've got all kinds of merch over there and all kinds of high performance products as well. And definitely a big shout out to our sponsors and partners. Till next time, you guys have a good one.